Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're making something that I love to eat with my family, caldo de pollo. It calls for zucchini, squash, carrots, onion, garlic, tomato, potato, chicken broth, some Lari seasoning, caldo de tomate, oregano, some sweet corn on the cob, and let's get ready. Okay, so when I make caldo de pollo, I always go ahead and pre-chop all my vegetables so that they're ready to go and they're bite size. I never feel under the gun when I just sit there and I chop everything up really quickly and I can just throw it in my pot because hey, I did all the hard work. When I'm chopping, there is a method to my madness. So I like to do all the vegetables that take a little bit longer to cook. I cut those up and chop those up first and put them in a bowl together. And the things that are going to cook a little bit quicker, like that squash, my corn is already cooked, so it's just a matter of reheating. I put it in a separate bowl so that those go in at the very end of the soup. Okay, so while I have all this time to myself, I just go ahead and I enjoy it. So I'll put on some music and I'll just really look at what I'm doing and enjoy the quiet and the peace that I can get while I'm chopping these beautiful vegetables up for my soup. So don't be afraid. Yes, we're using half of an onion. We're just going to cut off the end, take off the first two layers. The easiest part about using half of an onion is that you can just take the whole onion out if you need to, and it's easier to just take that big piece out. And I'm going to go ahead with my garlic. Now, I know it takes a while to peel all those little tiny garlics and, is it worth the trouble? Yes. Use fresh garlic. If you have garlic powder, of course, use it. But if you have fresh garlic, I would highly recommend you use that before powder. Okay, so we're prepped and ready to go. Let's get cooking. Okay, confession time. So we don't have a written recipe for this, so this is the first time that I was actually kind of measuring. But you know those memes where it's like you put as much sazon until your ancestors tell you to stop? It's kind of the same except for it's until my mom tells me to stop. When my mom says, Marley, yeah, that's enough. That's how I remember. Okay, hold on, relax. That's all you need. Okay, so we're throwing our onion, we're gonna throw our garlic into this pot. We're gonna brown the onion, caramelize it just a little bit. Same thing with that garlic, you're just gonna put enough in there so that the aroma starts coming out. And then we're going to throw our chicken in there. Okay, so by throwing all this food in this pot to brown ahead of time, we're just letting those flavors intertwine together and mix nicely so that whenever we do put our chicken stock in there and then we put our additional water in there, it's already just going to enhance the liquids inside of your soup. So soup is so easily scalable. If you had a bigger pot, then you could just put more chicken in there, and then you could just change the seasoning accordingly. You taste it until you like it. Now, I had just a little bit of broth left, so I decided I'm going to put that in there. It's better than just using 100% water the whole time. Even though water will be okay, that broth will give it that extra oomph that it needs. Okay, guarantee you this. If you ask any other Mexican out there if they use Lawry's in their caldito, they're gonna tell you no. This is totally a Tex-Mex thing, and maybe it's not a Tex-Mex thing. Maybe it's just a my family thing. So we use Lawry's and we like it. Other people use adobo. Sometimes I'll use adobo, but we're using Lawry's this time. Caldo de tomate always comes through for you, so make sure you have some in your cabinet. You can season your chicken with that anytime and it comes out delicioso. Another side note, if I were to give you my mom's exact recipe for how she made caldo de pollo and how she taught me, it's not the same as I'm doing right now. I've changed up my ways throughout the years, and I hope that you take this and just use it as a base and change it to your way. Okay, so now I'm gonna add those vegetables that take a little bit longer to cook into my pot with my chicken, because that'll take about the same amount of time to cook. I went ahead and I put my tomatoes. Even though the tomatoes are going to cook quicker, they're gonna give some flavor to my broth, so that's why I added them ahead of time as well. Well, you know I'm a little impatient, so I had to go do something while I waited for my pot to boil, and then I just came back afterwards and tasted it. At this point, it was apparent, didn't need salt, just needed pepper. It was perfectly seasoned to my taste. Now, if I had cilantro, I would have thrown cilantro in there. And if I had a little bit of jalapeno, I would have thrown that in there. However, I can't because of my kids. So just season it how you would like for it to taste. Okay, so this is the perfect time for me to go ahead and check my potatoes and my carrots and to see how well they're done. They just needed a teensy bit more time, so I knew this was perfect timing to put all the rest of my ingredients in that I knew were going to take not so long. So squash and zucchini take about 5 to 10 minutes to kind of cook through, but you want to make sure that they're inside of the water and that they've got some kind of liquid on them so they can start cooking through. From here, we're going to put the lid on and we're going to wait again. Okay, so with the zucchini and squash, it doesn't take too much longer for it to cook. But as you can see, my zucchini is still pretty white. You can't really see through it. And when I picked it up, it was still hard. So it wasn't completely ready. So I put the lid back on and I waited another 5 to 10 minutes. After that was up, when I opened it up, you could tell everything was nice and it was soft and ready to go. So that's how I knew we're ready to plate it up and serve. And here you go, my friends. You have your own caldito de pollo. I hope you enjoy it. We did it. Another one down. Another recipe gone. This one, I'm not gonna lie, I cheated quite a bit. It's not a new recipe for me. It's something that we've done before, and it's something that I use often. Something that I've grown up with. It's caldo de pollo, and it never fails me. Chicken soup, caldo de pollo. Every time I make it, hands down, we get sick. So, sorry about my voice. It is what it is. I'm gonna go right into it. Okay, family friendliness, easy peasy. It's gonna be like out of 5, 5 being the easiest, the best, 1 being the worst meal I could possibly make. If I'm 100% honest, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. I always have a hard time giving my kids caldo de pollo. I don't know what it is. I grew up eating it. I ate it fine. But my kids have such a hard time eating it. I don't know what it is. So I give it a 3 out of 5, even though I will continue to make it because they will continue to eat it, and it is what it is. It's a staple recipe in our family, so they're gonna have to like it. The ease of cooking, soups are always easy for me. So 5 being the easiest, 1 being the hardest. It's a 4. Soup is pretty easy. Like I said, you have your base. You could use water and season your water the way you like it to and put whatever you want in it. So easy soups, easy day, easy dinner, easy meal. So I always loved this recipe. My mom made it for us when we were growing up, and you know, it always brings back memories of my family. And there's times where I'm away from them and I just want to feel like I'm home, and that's that kind of meal. Hopefully as my kids grow older, they'll feel the same way. But I really like the freshness of the ingredients. You know, you put your potatoes in there, your carrots in there, your squash in there. My mom always used to put cabbage in there, but if I put cabbage in mine, my kids definitely won't eat it. So maybe when they get a little older, then I'll put it in there. But for right now, I'm trying to keep it as easy as possible. One thing I always do wrong in almost every recipe that calls for it, I always overdo the potatoes. By overdo, I always put too many. So don't put too many if you don't like it. If you like more filler, put that in there. My husband has grown up with rice in his soups, so sometimes he likes for me to make him a little bowl of rice on the side to put it in his soup. I don't really like it, but to each his own, right? The one thing I like about caldo de pollo is that with Mexican food, you put your little additions in there, right? Like, if you want to put lemon, put lemon. If you want to put salt, put salt. If you want to put some salsa, put salsa. If you want to eat it with chips, like tortilla chips, put tortilla chips with it. If you want to warm up some tortillas or make tortillas with it, put some tortillas with it. That's the beauty of Mexican food to me, is that it's as individual and as personalizable, as customizable as you want it to be, as you are. So make it your own, make it with love, and every little bit, make it with love. So easy recipe. I'll leave it in the links. Be sure to go ahead and send me your own recipe. Let me know what you liked. Let me know if you didn't like it. If you made it, go to my page and take a picture. Go to Instagram or Facebook and leave me a picture so I can check it out. Also, something new that I'm adding is Pinterest. So I'll be keeping a Pinterest under Fearless Chef that you can go in and check out all the recipes. So everything that I've created, it's going to be in the library there. So check out my Pinterest as well. I hope you guys had a good time making this one and watching me make this one. And I'll see you next time.